Fala, Nação Gamer, como é que vocês estão? Tudo certo? Tudo beleza? Daqui quem vos fala é o Baz, espero que todos estejam fantasticamente bem. Trazendo aqui o episódio 9 do jogo Horizon Forbidden West. Espero de coração que gostem do vídeo. Não se esqueça de deixar aquele valiosíssimo like e também se inscrever no canal para dar aquela super força, né? Muito obrigado mesmo, valeu e bora pro vídeo. Galera, vale lembrar que vamos iniciar aqui a missão Gemini, uma missão aqui para capturar o Hephaestus, mas primeiro temos que saber se o transportador aqui da Gaia já está pronto. Já temos, no episódio passado, fomos até o túmulo do Ted Farrell para pegar a autorização Ômega, então só falta saber se o transportador dela já está pronto, e se tiver, vamos dar início aí à missão Gemini. Aliás, o início da missão já foi vir até a base. Já cheguei à base, agora eu tenho que falar com a Gaia. E isso, claro, se correr tudo bem, né? Se eles não tiverem mais algum problema aqui, cara.
Welcome back. Aloy, I know your experience in Thebes was unsettling, but we have a new problem.
Did something go wrong with Beta and the rig? Will we be able to transport you to Gemini?
The rig is complete. The problem is Hephaestus itself. It has accelerated its proliferation throughout the Cauldron network, increasing its power.
But with your sub-functions restored, we can still succeed, right?
Correct, but the net effect is that absorbing Hephaestus will take longer than previously calculated.
How long?
Even with Omega clearance, my current estimate is that the merge will take 35 hours.
And each hour increases the risk of detection by the Zeniths. Two cores. Two overrides. What if the merge were carried out by two clones of Elizabeth Sobek, both armed with Omega clearance? How long then? Half the time?
Hephaestus would be unprepared for the simultaneous labor of two operators, in addition to obvious synergetic efficiencies. Calculating. It would reduce the merge time to approximately 4.5 hours.
Okay. Varl, it looks like we're gonna need Beta at Gemini. Do you think you can convince her?
I don't know, but I'll try.
What about our diversion? Are the pulse generators ready?
Only a final test remains. I am confident that if fired in proximity to other cauldrons, the pulses will mask our activities at Gemini from the Zeniths.
Good. As long as Aaron can operate one without shooting himself in the face.
Aloy, you better get down here. Beta's in bad shape.
Okay.
Bom, notícia boa é que pelo menos o transportador já está pronto. A notícia má é que vai demorar para um caralho para capturar, por assim dizer, o Hephaestus. E vai dar merda de certeza. Cara, é que vai dar merda, mano. Tá correndo tudo muito bem, certezinha que vai dar merda, cara. Bom, vamos lá ver o que aconteceu com a Beta, então.
Aloy. I tried, but it's impossible. I don't think anything will convince her to go.
We don't have a choice.
Good luck.
Good luck é o caralho, mano. Chegar ali e dar 2 tapas na focinha dessa mulher.
Beta, you have to come with us. It's the only way. It's one mission. The most important one. We need you. Tell me why you won't go. What if they take me back? Alone, in a cell again. Their slave. Forever.
Não vamos tacar sal na ferida, né? Vai com o coração.
Varl and I will be at Gemini too. I'll protect you. As soon as we get Hephaestus, we'll come straight back here. The Zeniths aren't going to find us. You don't have to be afraid. No! You can't protect me. Nothing can protect me from them. I told you from the beginning we'll never beat them. It's hopeless. Beta. Leave me alone! You don't understand!
O certo é se dizer, se cria vergonha na sua cara.
You're right. I don't understand. We have the same genes, the same mind, the same heart. So why can't you find the strength to do what has to be done? Like Elizabeth would. Don't you think I've thought about that? I don't know what piece of Elizabeth I'm missing. I don't know what you have that I don't. I look through all the data from your focus. You were raised as an outcast, shunned, and isolated just like me, so what's the difference? What's my defect?
Pronto, agora vamos ficar com dozinha dela. Puta merda, mano. Meninas, aprendam. Pra ganhar uma discussão de um homem, basta chorar. Basta colocar ali um cuspe no olho que a gente já fica logo... Oh, não chore.
Beta. You don't have a defect. Beta. Look, it's not a piece of Elizabeth. The difference is, I had him. Frost. He raised you, trained you, but he was never warm or loving. The day he died, the day he gave you that charm, he was going to abandon you. He wanted me to embrace the tribe. But then he gave his life for mine. He loved me in his own way. And that was enough. What did it feel like? It was like having a strength that was always there. It's still there. Even now I hear him in my head when things get bad. When it looks impossible, look deeper. And then fight like you can win. You don't have to go on the mission. We'll find another way. I'll go. You said you'd try to protect me. I believe you. But you have to promise me one thing. Yes, of course. If it goes bad, if the Zeniths find us, I don't want to be their slave again. Do you understand? Okay. Promise? I promise. I could use as much time as you can give me to study up on the merge, to make it as efficient as possible. I'll be ready when you are. I swear.
Pra quem não entendeu, ela quis dizer que ela prefere ser morta, ela prefere morrer, do que ser capturada pelos Zenith novamente. Cara, isso que a Eloy falou pra ela é meia verdade, mano. Tudo bem que a maneira que você é criada também conta, mas quem se lembra do primeiro vai se lembrar que desde pequena, desde antes da Eloy ser ensinada e ser treinada pelo Rost, ela já era muito curiosa, ela já era muito despachada, ela era destemida, ela já tinha a personalidade que ela tem agora. Ela só aprendeu com o Rost a lutar. Mas claro que ela usou essa brecha para conseguir o que ela queria da beta, né?
Aloy! Right to work, I see. There's just
so much. I mean, we knew of artificial beings that served the ancestors, but Gaia? Oh, she's amazing! And you, a true reincarnation of an ancestor. Genetically speaking, of course, not like the, late CO. And there's more ancestors out there, returned from beyond the stars. Of course, they're trying to kill us, which is not great. And Eric Visser is with them, which is disturbing. And then there's Hephaestus, and...
Okay. How about we take it one step at a time?
You're right. I also owe you an explanation for everything that happened at Landfall. Oh, and if you have a moment, there's something I could use your help with.
Cara, eu acho que essa personagem ainda é mais trabalhada do que a própria Eloy, mano. Ela é muito expressiva. Mas eu não vou dar conversa pra ela não, mano. Desculpa lá.
Okay. The focus I got from the Sons of Prometheus is encrypted. But with a little time, I should be able to hack it. There. Got it.
Aloy, it seems you've recovered some property that doesn't belong to you.
Well, you're not surprised to see me? You know, after you tried to sell me out to the Zeniths at the Hades Proving Lab?
Hardly. When I realized the lone hunters had been raiding Regala's camps, I knew you had escaped. Subtlety is not your strong suit. From now on, I suggest you stay away from rebel operations. You're meddling with something you don't understand.
What I understand, Silence, is that you've doled out machine overrides to dangerous people, and stoked up a tribal civil war. Again. I'm gonna put a stop to it.
Fine. Stubbornly blunder ahead as usual. Your efforts will only slow the inevitable. A warning, though. The Sons of Prometheus are very tenacious, and they want your head. There's nothing I can do about that now.
Oh, I'm scared. What will I do without your protection?
You should be scared, Aloy. More than you realize. But I have better things to do than educate you. Best of luck flailing about in the fog of ignorance.
Ow! One of these days, I'm gonna shut that arrogant mouth of his.
Cara, tem uns diálogos aqui que você pode falar aqui com os amiguinhos aqui da base. Mas, cara, os diálogos são muito grandes, mano. Eu precisaria de um episódio inteiro pra falar com esses caras, mano. E você faz as mesmas perguntas, só que pra pessoas diferentes. E você fica, tipo, fazendo as mesmas perguntas, só que pra personagens diferentes, mano. E cada um vai responder de um jeito, né? Porque, óbvio, cada um é um indivíduo. E as respostas deles, claro que dá pra enriquecer mais a história. Mas, mano, é coisas que não tem futuro, cara. Sei lá, mano. É muito longo, é muito demorado. Eu preferi deixar de lado, mano. Vou falar aqui só com a Gaia mesmo e vamos dar continuidade a essa porra.
Hello, Aloy.
Hey, Gaia. So, me and Beta, I guess you heard what happened.
Yes. I am continuously impressed by the complexity of human relationships. Despite the unpleasant circumstances that led to your quarrel, I am pleased to see you have both found an agreeable resolution.
Well, two heads are better than one, right?
Yes, I believe so. Are you ready to depart for Cauldron Gemini? Or we can continue our conversation, if you like.
Não, bora lá, cara. Que porra de conversa, pelo amor de Deus.
Okay, people. It's time to head out.
I'll get everyone together.
When I was born
right, connections in place. Booting up.
Beta, Aloy. I am fully installed on this core and ready to connect to the Cauldron network.
It's good to hear your voice. Errand, everyone. Fire your pulses and sound off.
I'm at my cauldron. This thingy, it's blinking. Did I do it right? In position at my cauldron. My pulse generator is blinking also.
That means they're working. I'm in position and mine is too.
Mine as well.
Okay, radio silence until I give the all clear. Signing off. Gaia, let's cage the beast.
Connecting to the Cauldron network now.
Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime, activating Omega clearance. Elizabeth Sobek, Alpha Prime, activating Omega clearance.
Clearance confirmed. Initiating containment sequence.
Critical threat detected. Imperative escape containment. Applying countermeasures.
Lock it down!
Terminating external connections.
It's working. It's got nowhere to go.
Capture imminent. Initiating contingency 13F.
Wait, what's that?
Malware detected. Attempting to compensate.
It's cracked.
Look!
Engage. Autonomous defenses. Directive neutralize.
That means machines are on their way. Get ready.
Here they come!
Bom, pouco de ação, bora lá.
Vor'll stay here. Protect Beta.
Got it!
Ué, então
Be
eu tenho que ir
careful.
pra onde?
Where the snakes are land! Stay back! Do you need ammo? That was quite a blast! Right, get back! Over here, you!
We're safe, Aloy.
Aloy, get a hand over here!
Are you okay, Aloy? I can keep going.
Right away from Beta!
Ah, porra, tá foda, cara. Vamos ligar o turbo aqui, porque senão, puta que pariu.
Stay back! Get back!
We're safe, Aloy.
Caralho, mano, o bicho não deixa nem a mulher levantar.
Over here, you!
Okay, Aloy?
Aloy, get a hand over here!
That's all of them for now.
Cara, eu tô só aqui no arco e flecha porque provavelmente a missão começou agora, vai ter máquinas muito mais fortes pela frente, cara. Tenho que poupar aqui o armamento mais forte,
You
né?
two okay?
Still breathing.
Bom, já me reabasteci aqui, né? Taquei tudo que tinha pra saquear, agora vamos lá atrás do
I'm gonna chase after her
do
fastest.
Ernesto.
Force it out of wherever it's hiding. Make it retreat to the core. Aloy, I'm patched into your focus feed. You should know there's a huge power draw coming from the next chamber.
Thanks for the heads up. I'm almost there. It's some kind of production chamber. Festus is up to something, all right?
What kind of machine is it trying to build?
I don't know, but I'm gonna shut it down. I bet those metal carriers will lead me to where it's getting materials from.
I bet that's where Festus is hiding too.
Vai, não falei? Ela já tá dizendo que o cara tá construindo aqui uma puta de uma máquina, mano. Ou seja, a gente vai ter que enfrentar essa máquina provavelmente. E ainda bem também. A gente quer ver o sangue mesmo.
There are a couple of ways I could go.
Materials, man.
Well, that doesn't sound good. Those machines are in a hurry.
Ah, será que eu tenho que seguir aquelas máquinas, mano?
To rewire most of the components in the core, but the energy processor's cracked. Without a way to fabricate another, there's no way I can fix it. There should be a node you can override.
Puta que pariu! Mano, esse é o tamanduá, não é? A cópia do tamanduá. Mano, nesse episódio os caras estão dando bastante itens, mano. Porra! É tanta coisa pra saquear aqui.
Alright, the machine's on the way. Theta! Hephaestus has locked me out of the node. Any ideas?
Die, bitch! Oxe, tô matando o bicho morto, é? Caralho, moleque! Porra! Para quieto, mano. Pode te enfiar uma flecha no olho.
Got them all.
I tapped into the core's network hub. I managed to disrupt Hephaestus' control of the node. You should be able to override it now.
Nice. Thanks. This cloud should hide me for a while.
It sounds like it fled to another chamber.
Well, I'd better not get comfortable.
Energy containment failed. Saves over.
Great. Hephaestus covered the floor with lightning. I gotta find a way over it.
Aloy! More machines keep coming! Please tell me you're getting close!
I'm working on it. I've been smashing through a lot of machines on my side, too.
I guess Aaron's missing out!
Aloy, I'm making progress on the bypass, but I need something to hold the cycling module together.
Maybe a ligament from one of the machine carcasses?
Right. Or some luminous braiding.
You could reinforce it with a conversion cylinder.
For increased connectivity. I think we can do this, Aloy.
Pra onde é que eu tenho que ir nessa porra agora, mano? Tomar no cu, mano. O labirinto do caralho, velho.
Into that chamber if I go over the shields.
Ó, aproveitar pra fazer aqui uma munição, né, velho? Porque se deixar pra hora do combate, aí fodeu, né? Caralho, mano, parece aquelas máquinas da trilogia Matrix, velho. Isso é louco. Tinha lá na cidade de Zion.
Just a little longer. Alright. I need to try to rest us out of here.
There should be another note to override.
Got it. Time to follow up! Scrambling my focus.
Boa, mano, boa. Bora lá assustar esse caralho agora lá pra Chamber Central. Que merda é essa, mano? Credo.
Autonomous defenses deployed.
Oh, here we go again.
Ó, então 2 canguru e um dinossauro. Ok, tá bom. É, acho que eu poderia ficar só atirando daqui de cima, né? Mas acho que assim não teria graça, né, mano? Porra, assim também já tá sendo graça demais, mano. Dá um espaço pra eu atacar, velho.
Node access restored. Now you can override it.
Mano, eu achava que a lança explosiva era boa, mas essa lança também que fica corroendo a máquina também é foda, cara. Dá puta dano, meu. Não vou nem falar nada desse bug aqui do objeto voador, mas tá ok. Vamos fingir que a gente nem viu, né?
Okay. Festus is running out of places to hide.
Aloy? I just registered a huge energy surge back in the production chamber. Something big is happening.
É, aquela máquina, né, que ela disse no início lá, que a gente vai ter que enfrentar agora, provavelmente. Máquina fodástica.
Here too. Everything's glowing.
Machine Festus was building. It must have finished it.
It's powerful, whatever it is. I'm almost done with the core repairs. Should we come to you? Maybe I could distract the machine if...
No, wait. Just stay where you are, okay? Handling the machine is my job.
Okay.
É, vou precisar de todos os recursos que eu encontrar, né, mano? Bom, vamos lá ver o que vai sair daí, né? Eita porra, ignorante!
He got plasma on me. It's gonna explode any second.
Paz, que arsenal do caralho que esse bicho tem, meu! Boa!
You did it!
Caralho!
There should be one more note to override.
Good. Stand by. I'm sending Hephaestus back to you.
A batalha foi foda, cara. Mas não vejo a hora de jogar esse jogo novamente no difícil. E poder enfrentar essa máquina por mais tempo, cara. Matar essas máquinas aqui desse jogo é gostoso demais, velho. Agora acho que eu tenho que voltar aquela... Ah, não, tem que acionar aqui o Paranauê primeiro e depois voltar naquela chamber lá do início, né?
No more hiding, Hephaestus!
Got it! Hephaestus is back in the core!
Make sure it stays there. I'm heading back.
And then we can start the merge.
Because of you, Beta. I'm glad you came along. And you, Varl. We couldn't have done any of this without you.
Right back at you, Aloy.
The core is stable. Hephaestus is 100% contained. And we better get started with the merge. It's all set up. Gaia, establish the link, please.
Done.
To complete the merge, we need to excise Hephaestus' malicious code. Carefully.
redundant copy. You've cost us quite a lot of time.
Ei, pronto, pronto.
Eric, get Beta. And squash that bug while you're at it.
Ah, até que enfim o homem de verdade nesse jogo, caralho.
Get behind me.
Come on! Quit screwing around!
Now we're having fun, right?
Não! Ah, mano, é sério. Levanta, vadia. Ó, pensa... Mano de Deus, velho. Nossa senhora.
Tilda, get Gaia and Hephaestus ready for transport.
Olha essa mula do caralho, velho. Puta que pariu.
Hush. All is not lost.
Tilda! What the hell are you doing? Stop her! I can't even see her!
Nossa, cara. Nossa, a missão tava sendo tão da hora, mano. Tava sendo tão divertida a porra da missão e do nada me aparece uma cutscene de merda dessa. Porra, pelo menos me dá a hipótese de lutar com o fila da puta, velho. E o Var, cara. Mataram o Var. Vai tomar no cu mesmo, viu, bicho?
Beta. Farrell.
Bom, se tinha alguém que não merecia morrer nesse jogo, era o Var, mano. Porra. O resto podia morrer tudo, menos ele, caralho.
Where am I?
Ah, you're awake. You took quite a hit when Gerard attacked you. I imagine you must still be in a great deal of pain. I can assure you that we are safe. The others can't detect us here.
You mean the other Zeniths? You must be Tilda.
I wasn't sure if Beta would have told you about me.
Where is she?
Alive. And while she isn't where she wants to be, not in urgent danger. We must discuss how to get her back, of course, after you've shaken off the cobwebs. When you're ready, take the stairs down the hall and come see me. In the meantime, I'll make breakfast.
Breakfast. Okay.
Ó, cara, então pelo jeito o Var morreu mesmo, né? Ou será que a gente vai chegar e vai encontrar ele ali? Tomando o breakfast ali com a Tilda. Bom, novo interlúdio, tudo que resta. Então quer dizer que a missão Gemini já era, né? Pelo jeito.
Just a few favorites from my collection. Rescued and stored here just before I went off-world. Take a look, if you like. I'm curious to hear your impressions.
My friend is dead. Beta and Gaia are gone, and you want me to look at old paintings?
Don't be so quick to dismiss the comfort we can find in art, or the insight we might gain.
Bom, é opcional olhar aqui a arte da maluca aqui. Ó, cara, eu vou olhar, sei lá, mano. É, vou olhar, olha, foda-se. Não ia olhar não, mas acho que a gente já tá aí mais ou menos na reta final da história principal. Então vou perder aqui um pouquinho de tempo só pra olhar aqui essas porcaria, pra ver o que diz. Olha, foda-se. Quem quiser aí vai lendo os textos aí, porque, mano, eu não vou ler não, cara. Ah, galera, quem não quiser saber dessa parte aí da arte, pode pular aí pro minuto 57.28, tá bem?
Stunning, isn't it? Paintings were the only masterpieces of my people's golden age. This is Von Vianen's lidded ewer, molded from a single sheet of silver.
What was it for?
How like Elizabeth you are. Function over form. Its practical purpose was less important than its meaning. Von Vianen created it in honor of his late brother, who himself was a famous silversmith.
A memorial?
Yes. Such beauty from sorrow.
She's pulling out her own hair. Out of madness, out of grief. It's hard to watch her suffer. I should move on.
The Gust by Willem van de Velde. the most famous of his many maritime paintings.
A ship crossing into the unknown. I guess you're familiar with that.
Indeed, which is why I appreciate this composition in particular. Though waves and wind threaten to destroy the ship, it perseveres, clinging to the light even as darkness closes in all around it. Rembrandt's The Night Watch, by far the most famous painting my homeland ever produced. It was commissioned to honor a militia made up of influential citizens.
I guess you must have been an influential citizen.
In my day. But not as influential as you've been in this new world. This is Rembrandt painting Jeremiah, a man in mourning.
Mourning what?
His home. The ancient city of Jerusalem. He foresaw its impending doom, but could do nothing to prevent it. So instead, he saved its treasures from destruction, just as I saved these works. You could say we're kindred spirits. A portrait of the painter, Rembrandt's son Titus, depicted in the habit of a monk.
I don't get it. Why would someone like you, with infinite resources, care about this painting of a boy in a hood?
It's not the image itself, but the feeling it conveys. The face is bright and defined, but his eyes are downcast, heavy with misfortune. And the background seems to swallow all light. The painting is infused with a sense of loss.
I guess I understand how the painter feels.
Selene and Endymion. She's the goddess of the moon, whereas he's a simple shepherd. Beside her is the god of love, Cupid.
So she's sneaking up on him?
More like visiting him in secret. The torch that Cupid bears represents Selene's undying infatuation with him. Though the two must remain apart, her love will forever burn. My favorite pairing on the left is Woman Reading a Letter by Vermeer, a true master. And on the right is a forgery, Woman Reading Music, which fooled experts into believing it was a priceless original. Early in my career, I became fascinated with such deceptions. Eventually, I developed scanning software that could detect fakes with unparalleled accuracy.
Is that how you made enough money to buy your way onto the Odyssey?
Oh no. I made my real fortune later.
A lot of weight on his shoulders. I know the feeling.
Done so soon?
I've got more important things to worry about.
We both do. There is much we are trying to save.
There you are. Feeling better?
How did you find us? At the cauldron? And what did you do to everyone right before I passed out?
All business, I see. Well, suffice it to say we were keeping a very close eye on Hephaestus, knowing we would need it at some point. Your ruse didn't fool us, and as for my little trick, it was an overload of the senses, accompanied by an energy discharge. Gerard and Eric were only momentarily disoriented due to their shields, but it rendered you unconscious while I got you out. Perhaps some breakfast might steady you a bit?
This was your house. The one you recreated for Beta, in the data channel you shared.
How perceptive of you. Please, this way.
After everything your people have done? You think I'm just gonna sit down and have a chat with you?
They're not my people. They never were, and especially not now.
You shot off into space with them, and lived with them for 1,000 years before coming back. So what made you suddenly turn on them?
Quite simply, this.
My old focus. You repaired it? But that means you've seen
incredible things. What you've accomplished in 2 decades of life. A 1,000 years at my back and I haven't even come close. I'm sorry if I invaded your privacy, but I had to. In order to understand. To be enlightened. You truly are Elizabeth's blood. With her drive, her sense of mission, her integrity. Watching all this shamed me for the company that I've kept. Having seen it, all I want is to help you.
Even if it means stopping your friends?
Especially so. Please, sit down. There. That's better. Now, we must recover Beta and Gaia at all costs. By now, you must know that Gerard intends to use Gaia to reboot the Earth's biosphere. Remaking this world to specifications that would only suit us immortals. This process will kill every living thing on the planet. He calls it a clean install.
Not if I stop him first.
Not if we do. And once he and the others are gone, we can work together to fulfill Elizabeth's dream. I'm sure Beta told you that there's a build of the Apollo database on board our ship. A complete collection of human knowledge. With that and Gaia, we could do everything Elizabeth wanted. Heal the biosphere, educate the people of this world, uplift them. Create the world she imagined.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. From what I've seen, your friends are invincible.
I do wish you would stop calling them my friends. And they're not invincible. In fact, a friend of yours has found a way to defeat them.
Silence.
Oh, he's been a busy bee, building an army powerful enough to crash through Gerard's precious base.
Yeah. Regala and her rebels.
Even now she's preparing a final march on the Tenakth capital. When she wins, she'll have the entire tribe under her control. Hundreds of warriors and machines to throw at the base. She's been duped. They'll all perish, of course. But it should be enough to break Gerard's defenses and allow Silence to kill him. Along with all the others.
Using the new weapon he's developed.
Yes, he's found a way to circumvent our shields. Truly an exceptional man. He's planned for everything. Except you and me. You see, while his army is battering down Gerard's doors, you and I will sneak in through a back way. One that only I know about. While Silence and my friends are busy battling each other, we'll take back Beta and Gaia. I told you I want to help you. I mean it.
E lá vamos nós com tanto diálogo, mano. Pior que são tudo coisas interessantes, né, cara? Então, olha.
Beta told me your colony was destroyed. That you came back to Earth because you had nowhere else to go.
It's true. After we reached our destination, a planet in the Sirius star system, we spent decades building a new home. The physical constraints of Earth, the boundaries of mortality, gone. To think of what we could have done with it. It might have been a utopia. Instead, we stagnated, absorbed in effortless comforts and virtual realities. It took a cataclysm to finally yank us out of our stupor.
What happened?
A massive geological event. We knew of instabilities in the planet core, but we underestimated them. By the time the collapse was upon us, it was too late to stop it. Only a few of us made it to the ship in time. We set course for Earth, the only safe harbor left to us.
Which you decided to make unsafe for anyone else.
Not me. Gerard. He believes it's better to wipe the canvas clean than work around the smudges. No more primitive tribes, no more combat machines, only a blank slate to do with as he pleases. But we will stop him. All we have to do is get into that base.
What exactly is your plan to sneak into the Zenith base?
We will make use of a lesson I learned from an early age. Always know your exits. In this case, a place where Gerard's new construction meets the ancient foundation, a passage that only I can access. When Silence flings his army at the base, we will enter through this back door, bypassing most of the fighting. The distraction will provide us with a window in which to rescue Beta and Gaia.
Once we're inside the base, where will we find Beta and Gaia?
Here in the command center. By then, Gaia will have been reunited with all of its subordinate functions, including Hephaestus.
What about the alpha build of Apollo on your ship?
A simple matter of recovery once the others have been dealt with. With that in hand, we'll have everything we need to make this world as it should be.
How do you know about Silence's plan?
He isn't the only one adept at spyware.
You hacked his focus?
No, he's too careful for that. But his subordinates? Not so much. He gave additional focuses to the tribals he branded the Sons of Prometheus.
The ones working with Regala.
By tapping their focuses, I learned about most of his dealings. The distribution of override technology, the arming of Tanakh rebels, and the secret pact with Regala to attack Gerard's base.
But how did he come up with a weapon that can take down your shields?
That's the one thing I haven't been able to figure out, but however he did it, I'm quite certain it will work. With it and the Tanakh army, victory seems to be within his grasp. Such a shame he'll be disappointed.
Regala's only interested in killing Hekarro and waging war on the Karja. What does she have to gain by attacking Zeniths?
It's the price she must pay for her war. Without the ability to override machines, her little rebellion would have languished in the desert.
So she trades with the Sons of Prometheus. Machines to help her overthrow Hekarro.
In exchange for an assault on the base. Pride has deluded her into thinking she can actually survive such a battle. And all without ever knowing who the Sons of Prometheus really answer to. Yet for all of Silence's brilliance, still he underestimates you. That blind spot is what will allow us to take Beta and Gaia right out from under him.
While hundreds of Tanakh are cut down outside. So you knew Elizabeth. What was she like?
Liz was everything she was. I see in you. And more. Your ingenuity, your determination, your moral compass. You've managed to distill her greatest qualities and make them your own.
I'm not asking about me. Tell me about Elizabeth. What was she really like?
The honest answer is that I don't actually know. For all the time that I spent with her, she always kept a part of herself locked away. It was like that from the moment we met.
Ah, então agora respondeu aquela pergunta, quem era mais parecida com a Elizabeth, afinal é a Eloy.
So when you met Elizabeth, she was what? Distant? Aloof?
Not aloof. Not exactly. It was a summit in Paris about machine learning, a touchy subject in those days, because regulatory authorities were just starting to clamp down on AIs. Liz gave the keynote address. She had already achieved great renown for her work in automated environmental reclamation. But in her address, she was just starting to imagine the next step. An AI-driven system that wouldn't just act on its programming, but actually take responsibility for its sphere of influence.
To care about life. Not just follow orders.
Revolutionary stuff. I was fascinated. And I wanted to meet her for a long time. I watched her after her talk. She had spoken with such moral authority, such empathy. But after that, she retreated. I could tell she felt uncomfortable with all of her admirers. It was as if giving the talk had cost her something. I didn't want to be a pest, so I planned my approach carefully.
Você está pensando o que eu tô pensando, né? Na tesourinha.
So how did you finally approach Elizabeth after her talk?
I picked the right moment. The morning of the next day, right as she came back to the conference, she had just had her coffee. She was fresh, rested. It was like she had braced herself for the onslaught of colleagues. I asked if I could walk with her, then put forth a question about her talk that I thought was intelligent. Her answer made me realize it wasn't, but she was very welcoming. Almost as if we were previously acquainted. It was only halfway through the conversation that I realized she knew exactly who I was. It was quite a shock to me. My business was trafficking in secrets, and I took great pains to protect my anonymity. So that was Liz, perpetually one step ahead. I came to view our meeting as a metaphor for our friendship. She always seemed to know me far better than I knew her.
I guess I know the feeling. You said Beta is not in urgent danger, so what are the Zeniths doing to her?
Putting her to work. Merging Hephaestus with Gaia. A difficult, time-consuming task, as I'm sure you know. They will compel her if need be. But her life is not in danger. She's the only one who can do it.
Because you people made her to be nothing but a tool.
Gerard's idea, not mine. They always viewed me with suspicion when I attempted any form of kindness towards her. That's why I created the data channel. A virtual place where we could speak in peace.
So this channel you shared with Beta, none of the other Zeniths ever found out about it.
Gerard believes he's the most cunning of all of us. Even after 1,000 years, he still can't imagine that I would outwit him. The channel allowed me to interact with Beta away from their mistrustful eyes. It offered us a chance to be ourselves.
Until you cut off all contact.
Yes, though it pained me. I was worried that our meetings would do her more harm than good.
Well, she felt like you tossed her aside.
I was afraid the others would find out and punish her. She may not have had the comforts of friendship anymore, but at least I ensured she was safe. I know it seems harsh, but you must believe that her well-being has always been paramount to me.
Why did you make the data channel look like this place?
I built this house as a shelter to weather any storm. A safe place. Not just for me, but for the art stored below. Cultural artifacts of incalculable value. Truly some of the greatest achievements of human civilization.
And you wanted Beta to see them?
Yes. Her upbringing was so cold and technical. I thought if she could experience Vermeer and Rembrandt, it would bring something else into her life. A heritage every bit as valuable as the scientific and technical data being drummed into her. I'm sorry I had to cut off contact, but I'll never regret sharing this house with her. She needed its shelter even more than I did.
My old focus. How did you find it, let alone repair it?
When we encountered you at the Hades Proving Lab, Gerard saw you as a redundancy. I knew better. You were a revelation. After your dramatic escape, bravo, by the way. Gerard and Eric assumed you were dead and gave up the hunt. I wasn't so sure. When the others were busy, I returned to the lab and searched for any trace of you. That's when I found this little treasure. Not easy to repair, but certainly worth the effort. As I watched your life unfold, you were like a splash of color on a worn canvas. What Liz was, and more.
Did you show it to the others?
Of course not. It was your actions that inspired me to defy them. It's worth noting that if I hadn't found it and watched its contents, I wouldn't have known to save you at the cauldron. You'd be dead.
So I should be grateful?
If you like.
So you know all about me. What about you?
What would you like to know?
Well, start with your life on Earth.
When I was 8, terrorists flooded my home city. Thousands drowned, my parents included. I was one of the few who survived. My guardian sent me to boarding school. Among my peers, I was the strange girl, the orphan to be avoided. All because of circumstances beyond my control.
Oh. So we're a lot alike, huh?
Aren't we? You were an outcast. But you didn't let that stop you from getting what you needed. Neither did I. I climbed my way out of desolation and used my wits to build a fortune. First, from the technical analysis of art and the detection of forgeries. Profitable expertise in those days. But as it turned out, the software I developed was even more useful for counterintelligence. From there, it was only a short step to gathering extremely valuable intelligence on my own.
You were a spy?
More like a service one could turn to for information. I had to remain anonymous, of course, to protect my privacy. But despite that anonymity, Far Zenith inevitably sought me out.
What happened when Far Zenith approached you?
They painted an irresistible vision of humanity's future. One where we need not fear illness or death, where we explored the furthest reaches of the stars and thrived. It was only later that I realized that they only intended to bequeath this future to the rich and powerful. By the time I finally figured it out, the walls were closing in, Pharaoh's machines were devouring the earth. So I accepted Far Zenith's invitation to a berth on the Odyssey. I wanted Liz to come, but she had nobler plans, as you well know.
So you didn't know the other Zeniths were monsters until it was too late?
I knew some of them were, certainly. It wasn't until we were off-planet that I understood the true scope of their greed. I was grateful to simply be alive, but the others became obsessed with a kind of effortless immortality. They built a colony where machines serviced their every need, where any memory or fantasy could be endlessly savored in virtual reality. It wasn't life. It was stultifying, a pampered dream state. As the decades passed, I withdrew more and more, alone yet again, but this time with eons to consider my mistakes. Now finally, having met you, I feel like I have a second chance.
To do what?
Help you, of course. To fulfill Liz's dream, which isn't so different from Farzenith's original vision. A better future for humanity.
Aleluia, irmão. Aleluia, graças a Deus, glória ao Senhor.
First Faro. Now Hikaru and the Tenakth. Your plan would wipe out an entire tribe. There has to be another way.
We are in an admittedly desperate situation, but I assure you there isn't. Remember Zero Dawn. Elizabeth's sacrifice. Sometimes many have to die for a new world to grow.
If it looks impossible, look deeper. Wait. The data channel. It still exists, doesn't it? I need you to open it. Let me talk to Beta.
Impossible. We might be detected.
It's worth the risk. There is another way, one where the Tenakth survive.
But we won't. If the others...
If you want to help, open it. What are they doing to her?
Virtual reality dissociation. The manual merge of Hephaestus will take hours upon hours of tedious micromanagement. If she resists the work, they run simulations to induce feelings of isolation and despair.
Beta, can you hear me?
You're alive. They're watching me. I can't hold up this extra protection for long. You should have killed me.
No. No, look at me. I'm coming for you. I promise. Okay? I just need you to hold out a little while longer and work on the merge.
Then I think it can be done.
I'll contact again when it's time. Can you hold on?
As long as I know you're coming for me, I can endure anything.
All right. I did as you asked. Now I think you need to tell me what you're planning.
I'm going to take Silent's army away. I don't need it. Only the weapon he made to penetrate your shields.
And how do you propose to get it? Ask him nicely?
Without Regala and her rebels, he won't have a choice. We'll be his only option.
Only option for what? What did you tell her?
That is between me and my sister. Will be Silent's only option for crashing that base. I'll tell you the rest later. But first, there are a couple of things I have to do.
Oh. And what are those?
Lay my friend to rest. And then I'm going to use the override that Beta gave me at Gemini to put an end to Regala's rebellion. From the air.
Wait. Since you insist on doing things your way, I know of something that will truly help you make a grand entrance with the Tenakth. The ancient Horus Titans still possess electromagnetic energy cells as part of their arsenal. Drop one of those on Regala's army and they'll receive quite a surprise. So go, do what you must. I'll come to your base if you manage to bring silence to the table.
Not if. When. Erend, are you there?
Aloy! Aloy, is that really you?
Yeah, it's me. Where's everyone else?
We're all... we're back at base. What happened?
It might be easier to explain in person. I'll try to join you there when I can.
Okay. We'll wait here for you. It's good to hear your voice, Aloy.
Cara, eu tô na dúvida qual diálogo foi o maior, cara. Se foi aquele do episódio 2 ou 3, eu já não lembro. Ou se foi esse. Mas tanto um como o outro, cara, teve muitas coisas necessárias. Porque a gente sempre ouviu falar da Gaia. E a gente teve que perguntar muita coisa pra ela, né, naquele episódio. E agora, a Tilda também sabe toda a história do tudo que aconteceu até agora. Então a gente também tinha muita coisa pra perguntar pra ela, não é? E acho uma puta sacada do jogo, cara, colocar alguém como a Tilda nesse exato momento pra esclarecer todas as nossas dúvidas, porque foi uma pessoa que, tipo, viveu há 1000 anos atrás, foi uma pessoa que viajou até o planeta Sirius, se eu não estou enganado, é o planeta Sirius ou é a galáxia Sirius, alguma coisa assim, que viajou também, pode dizer o que aconteceu lá. Ela conheceu a Elizabeth, ela pôde dizer que realmente, e tirar aquela nossa dúvida, quem é que era mais parecida com a Elizabeth, se era a Beta ou a Aloy. E afinal, realmente é a Aloy que é muito mais parecida com a Elizabeth Sobek. Cara, e ela falou de tudo, cara. Ela falou de coisas do passado que a gente queria saber. Ela falou coisas da agora. Ela falou dos planos dos Zeniths. Ela falou dos planos dos Silents. Ela falou quais caminhos a gente pode tomar ou não. Cara, pronto, essa conversa foi extremamente necessária. Eu sei que é entediante, mas foi necessária. E é isso, cara, não tem mais o que dizer. O Varl realmente, cara, não tenho o que falar, morreu mesmo. Eu achei que, embora o Rost no primeiro jogo morreu, né, não é spoiler nenhum, porque ele morre no início do jogo. No primeiro jogo ele morreu, só que depois você não tem ninguém que morre no jogo, tipo, morre figurantes. Agora, alguém assim do grupo principal. E aqui, eu acho que foi mesmo, cara, eu acho que se alguém não deveria morrer, era o Varl, cara. Poderia matar qualquer outro, menos o Varl. Eu acho que foi pra dar mais peso também na história, porque, tipo, desde o início do jogo ele tá nos acompanhando, né? Ele é o mais antigo aqui do grupo que nos acompanha. E, cara, foi pra dar um pouco mais de peso também. Uma pessoa que a gente, normalmente, qualquer um que joga esse jogo e vê a história vai simpatizar com ele, porque o cara era foda, não tinha o que dizer. Então é isso, cara, olha, já esse episódio começou bem dinâmico, só que depois foi ficando mais devagarinho, até que chegou nessa parte monótona que foi da história aqui, da conversa. Mas é o que a gente tem pra hoje. Galera, muito obrigado mesmo pra quem assistiu até aqui, agradeço de coração. Não se esqueça de deixar aquele valiosíssimo like e também se inscrever no canal pra dar aquela super força, né? Muito obrigado mesmo, valeu, grande abraço e fiquem bem.